Hi, my name is Diamond Gibson and I'm so happy to be here. From my verbal communication, you guys can clearly hear me saying that I'm happy to be here. However, from my non-verbal communication, which will be my facial expression, my body language, it shows otherwise. It looks as if I'm angry. And those two not matching up can lead to confusion, which I can definitely tell that you guys were confused due to you guys' facial expressions. So just a brief overview of nonverbal communication. It can be described as an exchange of signals or message using nonverbal means, such as body language, eye contact, touch, your physical surroundings, items, or even social distance, things of that nature. So today my speech will emphasize how nonverbal communication in the healthcare field, such as provided to patient, can negatively impact the quality of the patient's care. My research on this topic has proven to me that patients tend to feel uncared for and misunderstood when providers' words do not match up with their verbal cues. For example, if I am to go to the doctor and I explain to my doctor, hey doc, I've been feeling down, I'm not able to eat, I sleep all day, I have no energy. And as I'm explaining this to my doctor, she's just writing in her notepad. She hasn't looked up at me once. She's just writing in her notepad and hasn't acknowledged me. That can make me as a patient feel uncared for, misunderstood, and overlooked, which can then lead me to not want to come back to the doctor, which can then lead to a decline in health. So what would have been good for the doctor to do is to look up, make eye contact. Eye contact could be a sign of respect. This can show that you are listening. This can show that you care. Or even the doctor could have did a head nod, I understand, which would show that she understands. She could have touched my shoulder, which would show empathy. So these things would have been a good nonverbal cue for the doctor to do, which would then lead to the patient diving deeper into how she feels and also showing the patient that the doctor cares. Nonverbal communication plays a crucial role in healthcare by fostering trust between the patient and the provider. When the provider displays warmth, body language, eye contact, touch, this allows the patient to open up and not feel like they're alone. However, on the other hand, a patient is more likely to be confused if there is discrepancy between the provider's nonverbal cues and their verbal cues. For example, we can circle back to the beginning, how I told you guys, I'm so happy to be here, but I have my face scrunched up like this. Those two can lead to confusion. So in order to avoid that, you would try to be clear and consistent with your nonverbal communication and your verbal communication. This will have a smooth sailing when it comes to communication. According to research, patients who get better communication, including nonverbal cues, have better physical and mental health outcomes. So like overall, they're like generally better because they feel as if their provider genuinely cares for them and they feel their warmth through their verbal communication and their nonverbal cues. Nonverbal communication can either strengthen or weaken a relationship between a patient and a provider. Overall, ineffective nonverbal communication can significantly influence the patient to provider's relationship. When healthcare providers fail to convey warmth through their body language, their eye contact, their touch, their surroundings, this can lead to the breakdown of a patient to provider's relationship. Without these essential verbal, nonverbal cues, the patient will have a decline in health because they won't return to the hospital. They'll feel misunderstood and they'll feel overlooked. A sense of doubt between provider to patient discourages open communication and conversations, not allowing the patient to share their concerns without the feeling of fear and hesitation. Thank you guys for coming out and listening to my speech. I hope you guys gained a lot of knowledge here and you guys have a great day.